So the nice thing about Wyatt is his head is pretty much an oval, okay? So we're going to start by drawing his head and keep it nice and loose because this is just a underdrawing, okay? And then his body is kind of a bit of a square, okay? A little bit of an oblong, more rectangle-ish, okay? But it's just a little bit, see how wide his head is here? It's just a little bit wider than that, okay? So here's his rectangular-ish body, okay? Next, we're going to draw the top of his pants, which is just another rectangle. This one is a little bit shorter, okay? And now, Wyatt is kind of a playful guy, so he's not just going to be standing straight up. So we're actually going to give his legs a bit of a tilt. Okay, so we're going to put the first leg, we're going to just take that straight down. And his leg, if you look at this, his leg is about the same length as his body. Okay, they're very similar in height. Okay, now the other leg, we're going to pop out to the side. Because, like I said, Wyatt's kind of a playful guy. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna add in his feet here. His feet, the basic structure is kind of like triangles before we go in and we add details. So here are these triangles for feet. Okay. All right, now we need to add in some hands and arms. Okay, so we're going to start with just sticks for these before we give them some thickness. But we're going to draw this hand on the hip, okay, because we need to connect it. So we're going to draw the hand on the hip first. And then we're going to draw the forearm and then connect it back to the shoulder. Okay? So that's his right hand, our left. And then, you know, he's kind of a fun guy, but he's also very friendly. So we're going to have him waving over here. So his other hand is going to come up like this, and we're just going to draw a circle for the start of his hand. Okay? So this is the very, very basic structure. We haven't gotten to any detail yet. But here we go. Let's get into the detail. Okay? First, when it comes to... we're going to need to give him a neck. We don't want his head just floating there. Okay. And your neck comes out of a shirt. So the collar is going to come around like so. And then on his face, we're going to need to draw a cross. Okay. Now the reason that we draw a cross when we draw a face is to know where to put the eyes and nose so that the eyes are centered on the head and the nose is also centered. Okay? Now we're going to work to give his arms a little bit of thickness. So the upper arms, the shoulders and biceps, are going to be a pretty consistent thickness. Okay? Kind of like this. And then the lower arm is going to taper. So it's going to start out kind of thick, and then it's going to get thinner as it goes down. Okay, so it's kind of more like a triangle. All right. Okay, so we're still pretty much got our basic structure. All right, so now I'm going to come in with a little bit more detail. I'm going to draw the floor here so that we can see where he's going to be. Okay. Now, Wyatt is wearing a hat. He's got his really cool baseball hat. So the way that you draw his hat is with just this upside, it's like an A that you don't cross. Okay, so it's just like this. And you're going to start sort of a little bit to the right of his face, because he's kind of looking to the right. And then a hat, when a hat sits on a head, it needs to actually be bigger than the head in order to cover up the head. Okay? And then Wyatt has ears, like we all do. So he's just got these little nubbins, and the top of the ear goes right at the eye line. Okay? Alrighty. Let's see, what else can we add before going into details? I think that might be it. We might be ready. Let's draw this hand that's waving. We're going to start, so right here at the end of the forearm, we're going to draw a box with the box connected to that corner of the hand. Okay? And then here's our thumb. Here's our index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Okay? And over here, he's just got his hand on his hip, so it's just going to be a fist. It's kind of hard to see right now in the rough, but when we add the detail, it'll be easy. Okay, so now let's move. So now I'm going to switch over to a darker pen. It's just going to be completely black. Okay? And we're going to start to add in some of these details. Okay, so I'm going to start with the hat. Here you go. Like this. So under the hat, there's going to be a shadow. And we've just got the hat shape. Okay. He's got his ears sticking out of the hat. And then his head sticking out of there. Okay. So we've still got our guide for where the eyes are. One of the eyes is going to be kind of covered by the hat here. Then the other one we're going to see in its entirety. And then the nose is just this upside down 7 right here on the center line. And then of course, Wyatt is a happy guy, so he's smiling. Okay. We're going to keep going down the figure. We're going to draw his neck here, and it's coming out of the collar of the shirt. Okay, we're going to draw 2 rings because he has this collar that is blue, has like a blue fringe. Well, not a fringe, but it's a blue collar. That's what it is. Of course it is. All right, now the shoulders go out before coming down and then going around the sleeves. Okay. The shirt will bunch up a little bit at the waist. All right, he's got his sleeve edge here. Okay. I'm going to continue to draw the arm. All right, this is how you draw the fist. So you're going to have the thumb sticking out on one side a little bit. You're going to have the index finger, and then the rest of the fingers are pretty flush with each other. Okay. So now the pants come out. Now, pants, you'll also notice, if you're ever wearing pants, that they bunch up at the bottom. So we're actually going to start at the bottom and work our way up. So they kind of bunch up a little bit, so you give it a little bit of a zigzag before just going straight on up the leg. Okay. Now, he does have, his pants are cuffed, which means that they're folded up at the end. So it's got a little bit of a fold, but then they do still kind of bunch up before meeting up here. We're going to do the same thing with the other leg. So they're cuffed at the bottom, but then they bunch up slightly. We're coming all the way up. Okay. All right, now we've got the shoes. So the top of the shoe, his foot needs something to go in. So here's his foot coming in. And then the shoe. We're going to start at the toe, cover up, and then there's kind of this swoop line that comes in here. And then there's going to be 2 lines for the bottom of the shoe because there's sort of this lip. Okay? So then the same thing on the other foot. There's a little bit of a swiggle on, there's like a S curve, so it goes in and then out and around. Okay, in, then out and around. Then we're going to do the toe, and then the swoop for the top of the shoe. Okay, we're going to finish drawing this other arm here. Okay, we're just going over what we already drew. A little bit of the ball of the palm here. Okay. Some of the lines on the bottom of the palm. Okay, so that's pretty much our Wyatt. Now we just need to add the Word in Motion logo to his shirt. So the Word in Motion logo, it's a W and an M with a secret in the inside of it, okay? So here's the W. Here's the M. So see the in that's right here? So it's the Word in Motion. Perfect. All right, so there's our line art. Now we're going to move on to adding in the color. So mostly he has blue with a little bit of white here and there. Here is, so his collar is a blue color, as are all of these cuffs. Then his jeans are blue, and then he's got some gray, and he has a blue hat. And then we'll just color in his skin color here. So now you know how to draw Wyatt from the Word in Motion Bible curriculum.